Good evening, everyone, and Merry Christmas. Welcome to this webinar program, an introduction to our flagship program on the road to success. It's been a challenging year, no doubt, and a lot of businesses, individuals, families, and even relationships have been under pressure, have been challenged as a result of what has happened in the year 2020. And so we thank God we're coming to an end and we can look forward to a brighter 2021. This webinar is an introduction to our programs on the road to success. The way we are going to progress is this. It's a quick 15 minutes rundown of what the program on the road to success is all about. If you have questions at the end of this program or during the webinar, you can type it in the question section and send it by email, and then we will look at them, we will respond to them and clarify where clarifications are needed and hopefully engage after the webinar. So this webinar is very short. It is not the program on the road to success. It is an introduction to the program on the road to success. So thank you very much for registering and for giving us this opportunity to challenge your thoughts. It will really challenge your thoughts on what it means to be successful, how to become successful. So the question to begin with is, what is success to you? So welcome to this webinar. Hi, this is a webinar on the road to success, an introduction. On the road to success, it's a flagship program of AFCOT Financial Wellness. On the road to success is a coaching and counseling program that supports individuals and enables them to grow into success in their choosing field in whatever they choose to do. On the road to success is designed as being founded on the idea that success is a reflection of maturity. And so it is built on the 4 pillars of maturity, supporting and working with individuals to grow into maturity as a reflection of success. My name is Joshua Google. Dr. Joshua Google. I am the host of this webinar and also the principal counselor and coach of the program on the road to success. How is this program organized? This webinar introduces you to how this program on the road to success is organized. It is a 3-part series of intelligence, knowledge, and practice, which is the discipline of actually practicing what has been acquired in knowledge and intelligence. The part 1 of this program and this webinar introduces us to success and maturity. It creates an understanding of success and maturity and creates a solid foundation of knowledge in the 4 pillars of maturity. And so part 1 of this webinar will look at the question of success and maturity and brings an understanding of the relationship between success and maturity through the 4 pillars of maturity. The 4 pillars of maturity are the result of years of studying what leads to success and an undertaking that brought to light that maturity is actually what gives rise to success. And so the 4 pillars of maturity deals with the areas of maturity that are critical to success in every area of life. In part 2 of the program and the webinar, we look at how to grow into maturity, having understood the 4 pillars of maturity in part 1. The question of how do you grow? How will individuals, families, couples, and businesses, small businesses, grow into maturity in the 4 areas that are critical to success? We call them the 4 pillars of maturity. Part 3 now works with individual, couples, and small businesses in growing into maturity in a counseling and coaching fashion. So we counsel. Part 3 takes the program to the practical aspects of growing into maturity by coaching and counseling, or through coaching and counseling by working with individuals, businesses, small businesses, and couples and families as they develop their skills, competencies, and discipline and knowledge, and grow into maturity, and then success becomes a reflection of that growth. So, just a little bit of detail in what we are going to be looking at in part 1 of the webinar series, Understanding Success and Maturity. In part 1 of the webinar series, which is titled Understanding Success and Maturity, we will be looking at the question of what is success. We will ask the question, what is success? And then we'll look at what success means to different individuals, to different businesses, to different families. And then we will ask and explore the notion of fruitfulness and multiplication as a reflection of success. We will see that success actually means fruitfulness and multiplication. Then we will create the link between maturity and fruitfulness and multiplication. That maturity, in fact, is a condition for fruitfulness and multiplication, because everything that has to be fruitful must first grow into maturity. And maturity is a condition for fruitfulness and multiplication. We will explore this subject. And then we will look at the link between success and maturity and establish that success is actually a reflection of maturity. So this will enable us to now examine and explore the 4 pillars of maturity that are critical to fruitfulness and multiplication as a reflection of success. In part 2 of the webinar series, we'll look at and examine how individuals, businesses, and families can grow into maturity and success. We will examine the critical pillars of maturity, the pillars of maturity, the 4 pillars of maturity, and examine how individuals can grow into them. For instance, so one of the areas will be growing and maturing in personal responsibilities. Growing and maturing in personal responsibilities. Personal responsibilities, the maturity of personal responsibility being one of the pillars of maturity. We will also look at growing and maturing in financial responsibilities. The maturity of financial responsibilities being one of the critical pillars of maturity. That is maturity of financial responsibility. We will examine how individuals can grow and mature in their financial responsibility. The third area of growth is growing and maturing in personal development. We will look at and examine how individuals, businesses, and families can grow and mature in personal development, in business development. And then the fourth area is the maturity of letting go. We will examine how individuals and families will grow and mature in in letting go, how they grow into the full discipline of letting go, the maturity of letting go being one of the key pillars of maturity. And then we'll look at how to measure maturity and measure the result as you begin to grow, as individuals begin to grow in maturity, as they grow into maturity. How do you measure that? How do you measure the growth and put milestones in a way that there is the conscious development of the discipline of growing into maturity in the four critical pillars of maturity. Part 3 now begins to design. In part 3, we design the program to suit individuals and businesses and families, to design it to tailor the needs of individuals, businesses, and families and couples in the way that it will work for them, taking into account their peculiarities and specialties and special areas of need. So this is the process. In part 3, we examine the process of taking individuals through the process of maturity, the process of growing into maturity in the four pillars of maturity, so that they at the end they reflect the success that they desire. And so part 3 is practical. It's a practical is the practical aspect of the program. And so the webinar will basically examine how this practical process works for individuals, for groups, for businesses, small businesses, for families and couples. So this is how this program is designed, and this webinar will go. So we thank you for joining us. We thank you for being with us, and we look forward to working with you in this program as you give us your time and register and view and be part of the webinars. And then how do you contact us after that? The next steps are: 1, register for the webinars. If you are interested in this program, and we believe you should be, the first thing you do is to register for the webinars, and then or contact us for a one-on-one meeting so that we can understand your specific needs and design the program for you. You can also send us a feedback on how we can get this program in a better way, how we can deliver it in a better way to meet your desires and your goals. Or you can visit us at our website to look at all the things that we do, our services, our other programs, and how to reach us. Or follow us at Twitter, or follow us on Twitter at AFCOTF. At AFCOTF, search us out, follow us to have regular updates and on what we are doing. Thank you very much for viewing this short introductory webinar on our program On the Road to Success, and introducing our webinars in this series, Road to Success series. Thank you and Merry Christmas.